People, good morning and welcome to the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. This is like one of the very oldest churches in this country. This church was established, since 1957, if I'm not mistaken. And the church is celebrating 68 years of existence or independent existence today in the country of Cameroon. And today I'm going to show you like what a normal service in this church looks like and what some of the things that you probably do not know about this church. I'm going to be telling you. This is the church I've been worshiping with since I was born and all that. And today I'll be taking you like through the normal service and also telling you some other stuff, interesting and amazing stuff about this church that you might not have known. Now, it is not just about being a church. It also has like other services. It has schools, hospitals or health. It is also into the health sector and all that, which means that it is also one of the biggest employers in Cameroon, the church itself, and it is celebrating 68 years today. This church was established by the Basil Mission in Cameroon. They came to Cameroon sometime in 1886, and since then it's been existing. And to date, it is it is the biggest English-speaking church in Cameroon today. Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. And there are so many interesting activities which you would want to see and know. This is a very special day in the life of the church. Now, the church got its independence was the 13th of November 1957. So most of the time, the 13th of November will not be on a Sunday, and they'll either get to celebrate before, or it's always before, like few days before the 13th of November, like today, which is the 9th. And so, it's a very special occasion in the life of the church, and it is a special moment for every Christian to reflect on how far the church has come and what holds for the future of the church and all that. So, fingers crossed, consider watching this video to the end. You definitely get to know so many other things, or so many things that you didn't know about this church. I'm pretty sure that you watching might not have had an idea about this and all that. This is Cameroon for you. Now, this is just a branch of the church in the city of Douala, Cameroon. It's just a single branch. You've got a lot of branches in Douala, and the English part of Cameroon is where Oboya is, where the head of the church is actually located. We call it the synod. So, that aside, let's get inside and see what this day has got to be and has got to offer. Let's go. A normal church service in the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon always starts with the procession, which is actually what is going on right now. Most of the times, people always come to church very, very late. Reason why you still find most pews still very much empty. Now, every Sunday, every groups, the church has been partitioned into groups. People decide to belong to the groups or not. And these groups actually take charge of the procession. That is, every Sunday, a single group is assigned to take care of the church cleaning and equally processing on Sundays. So it is like a normal routine when the circle gets to go round. Now it begins to start back and it keeps going on and on and on. Equally, it is a routine in the Presbyterian Church that they get to sing like a song from the hymnary book. Now, these are songs that were written like very long time ago, 1860, maybe in the 16th, 17th, and the 18th century. These are very old songs, and the church has actually, I think they've chosen like some of these songs, not all of them you find in the Presbyterian hymn book, which means that if you go to other hymn book, you might find some songs that you probably not find in this book. Maybe, just maybe. And then, when you get to think that everything is under control, Enio, which is the electricity supply company here, decides on what to do. And because this church has been existing for quite a very long time, Groups actually have like their drums and some other instruments that they get to play, irrespective of whether they're using the instrument like the electronic instruments or not. And this is what was happening at this point in time. We had to resort to the very basic instrument that every group or the church has got, and it is always a vibe on its own. Yeah. But also this day I am recording this video is the day the Presbyterian Church is celebrating or was celebrating its independence, and it is the 68th birthday of the church, or should I say the 68th independent day of the church, I should call it that way. Now it always comes like with so many activities, and here you've got like this very old members of the church, people who are older or after the age of 60. This is a thread and needle race, and they want to like see which of them will be able to get the thing done like pretty quick. But then this is not the only activity that marks or this that is done on a day like this. A lot of activities are still coming up, and you should probably consider watching the video to the end. There are some other activities that you might be expecting to see and you might end up not seeing here, but rest assured there's a lot to watch in this video and actually get to you get to like it. Yeah.
Okay. Ezekiel 20 verse 19.
And identify Ezekiel.
Ezekiel 20 verse 19. Number 3. Baptist procession shall be done by Lamprey.
Now there is also a part of the service which is actually slated for announcements, where Christians get to be updated on the weekly activities of the church and every other program coming up and some other things that are actually coming up like that.
Ce matin est tiré dans le livre de 1er Pierre, chapitre 4 et verset 10.
Now in the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, you get to read like a lesson in the French language, and this is like we call it the text, which is still read from the Bible like that. Now in other congregations, they get to actually give like the highlights of the sermon after the pastor must have preached and done. But in my own congregation, we only get to read, and this is because this is Cameroon. We are equally in the French speaking part of Cameroon, but this is done like all over the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, especially where you've got somebody who will be able to actually read the lesson or present the lesson in French. It shouldn't just be done because we want to do it, but because there's equally someone who is competent in doing that. And yeah, people come to church like this, and when you ask them what made you come to church, most people will tell you they came because of the sermon or probably because of what they will hear from the pastor. But I bet you most people will come to church and go back without having even heard or learned anything like that. It's very, very unfortunate. And equally in the Presbyterian Church, there's like a single choir that gets to like praise the sermon, which means that immediately after whosoever is preaching, it could be the pastor, it could be a Christian who is preaching, immediately after the preaching there's this choir who actually has to like sing, and after that is done, the church actually gets to continue with other activities. Now we call it gracing the sermon. Yeah. Now, this dancing is not something you come to church every Sunday and expect to see this. These things are only happening because it is a big day for the church, and most of its activities are actually bound to happen
And yeah, this other activity, brother, I mean, you've got like fathers in the congregation or in the church who actually selected to come and, I mean, have these babies tied on their back, and you would have to laugh like really loud because this was really a very, very funny moment. Not just funny, but it was fun as well. It was really a fun activity, and I doubt how often you get to see, I mean, these things happen. Now this is a version of maybe you just having maybe an experience of going for kind of a comedy show, but you're not paying for it in a way. Yes. Now, on a day like this one, it can never pass by without you having like activities like this singing, where every group has to compose a song and actually come to present on stage. Now, you look at this and want to think that this is all about this particular group. They are like the fathers in the congregation, but it's just rather unfortunate.
We explore partnership opportunities and discuss practical avenues.
Now, on a day like this, the moderator of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, who is the head of the church, actually has a message that he passes on to every Christian of the denomination. The moderator of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon is elected every 5 years, and so it is not something like a permanent where you just remain there for life. No. Now this is the needed ambience that you get outside. You always find people outside while the service is going. Really something here. And you've got the church diary where every activity of the church is inside. Special dates are inside, and you've also got like a guidance for you to have like maybe a daily devotion, be it individually or as a family. And so this is actually like your guide to actually what the PCC is all about and most of the things you need to know about the church. It is sold for 1,000 francs CFA. What is a Presbyterian Church Day without food? You see everybody here because there is food. It is always another way to get to fellowship. I mean, as Christians, not just within Christians, we can invite people and also anyone coming. Thank you for watching. That was my little story about it.